that the driver hasn't turned up. I have managed to lose our video camera.
Bye.
Hi everyone. So me and Leo are off to Doncaster for 5 days, well, 4 and a bit days, to see my mum and my sister and to see my other 2 children if they're not working all hours God sends, bless them. So yeah, me and Leo are off on a little bit of an adventure while Rick gets some work done and just puts the final touches to the house plans.
Hi everyone. So today we're going to hangers. Bye.
So after a 40-minute wait for our train, we've got to the platform only to find that the driver hasn't turned up. So we're now sat waiting to find out whether we're going to have another driver or whether the train's going to be cancelled completely or what's going to happen. So finally made it to Doncaster. Only took us half a day.
Hello.
What are you doing? You can't sleep in the wardrobe, mate.
Oh, please. My favourite cupboard.
That is my little sister and her husband. I did their wedding photography and it was the very first time I'd ever done weddings, and that was the reason I went into wedding photography, because their wedding gave me the bug. Hello everyone, had a lovely week with my mum and the kids. It's been very busy, so I haven't managed to do a lot of recording, but thought I'd just do a quick hi and introduce you to my middle child. So this is my middle child. Hello. This one is nearly 18. My eldest is in London today doing his medical training to become a prison officer, and yeah, let's hope it all goes well. This one's just got a job working for a well-known retail company. I'm not sure if I'm actually allowed to name names, so
I don't know either.
no, I don't. So we'll not name names, but working for a well-known retail company. And there they are, look. 2 of my apples of my eye, the banes of my existence, my devil child and devil child incarnate. So how do you feel about us all moving to Bulgaria?
I mean, I'm not going, so I don't know. It's alright, I suppose. I mean, you're following your dreams and stuff, so not much to disagree with if you're going there to follow your dreams.
Good morning. Me and Leo are now back from my mum's. We've had a lovely week, but now again it's time to hit the ground running, as we've got lots to do before our trip back to Bulgaria. This morning I'm starting with a family photo shoot, and Rick has got a few things to do too. He's got the last of the plans to sort, some websites to do, and whatever else he's got to do while entertaining children. This is my little home studio. It's nothing fancy, but it keeps costs down, so I can work from home and have no real overheads to pay. Yesterday we had a really busy day. I did the photo shoot and went and did some painting for a lady at Nan's residential home. Came home quite late, so by the time we'd had dinner and everything, didn't do a great deal after that. You can see you in the bottom of the you could just see your head in the bottom of the corner. You do know that's going to make it into the video, don't you? So yeah, we didn't do a great deal more yesterday after that. But what I have done today is given the scopes a bit of loving. So I just thought I'd give you a little look at some of the scopes that Rick has acquired over the last few years. So this monster here is a RC10.
It's actually the Ioptron version, the Proton RC10. It's a Rishi Kretschin scope and it's a focal length of 2032 millimeters.
And then we have this one. This is a William Optics GT81, which at the moment is in a configuration for solar.
It was configured for astronomy, as in deep sky object astronomy, but I reconfigured it to use it as a solar scope.
The baby of the family. This is the Skywatcher Quattro 150p.
And that's good for wide angle stuff. That's actually the scope that I used to shoot M31 Andromeda.
Then we have the Skywatcher SkyMax 180.
That's actually the big brother of what Carl from Kharkiv Space Centre let us borrow. He let us use a tabletop variant. That was the Mach 127. That's its much bigger brother, used for planetary. I've got that configured. I'm using a 2x power mate, so it's got an effective focal length of, I believe it's around 5,400 millimeters. So it's by far the most powerful scope in the collection, although it is also the slowest. So it's good for pretty much planetary and not much else. Fantastic at what it does though.
This is a scope. It's a... We are actually using it as the guide scope for the RC10, but it is actually a fully fledged telescope. I will let Rick explain that one because I can't remember much about it.
That would be a Skywatcher ST80, the ST being star travel, and it's got an effective focal length of around about 400 millimeters, I do believe, but I had to get something that could be used to guide the monstrous scope that is the RC10. In fact, I can actually mount it as a little demonstration. So the plan is, this actually goes on this tail here, like so, and then the clamp clamped on, like so. We have a scope with guide scope. And in case anybody's wondering, the red bits at the end, they're cameras, and that purple bit there is also a camera. There is no camera on that, although there's this part here is a filter wheel. It's a 5-position 1 1/4 inch filter wheel that holds 1 1/4 inch filters. It's configured for broadband imagery, LRGB, but there is also an infrared pass filter, not to be confused with an IR cut filter. An IR pass actually lets infrared through and cuts everything else. And this little blue thing on the side, this cube, is a focus cube. It's designed to allow this imaging train to refocus without moving the primary mirror. I noticed that when trying to focus using the primary on the SkyMax, especially when trying to do something as sensitive as planetary, it used to suffer from something called mirror flop, and that would be where the mirror would move a little bit more than you wanted it to. So to mitigate that, I upgraded the focuser as a point of urgency.
And then this little baby thing here, this is Leo's very first tabletop telescope.
That's actually a Newtonian. Well, it's a visual Newtonian, so it's actually a lot more like
My mum.
the 150. It's got more in common with that than anything else. It's just a much smaller version, and it's mounted on an old azimuth tabletop mount as opposed to a German equatorial mount like we use in the observatories.
Seeing as though we are showing you our scopes that we own, where we've decided to come along and show you the observatory and just exactly what it actually does. So Rick's just unlocking it all now. When we do get the nice weather, all either me or Rick has to do is come out, unlock the door, there's a bolt at the back, and then there's a few bolts actually inside as well, so they all get unbolted, and then voila, the roof moves. And opens it all up. Is our very first scope. No, sorry, I'm lying, because our very first scope was, regardless of how crap it might have been, was the Celestron. But our very first imaging scope is this one right here. And now Rick's just turning on the mount and everything, so we can show it you unparking.
Find your head. And this will be an indication as to the size of it once unparked. I'm, what, 5'9", 5'10"?
Yeah. Dad, look, what?
Leo's always been fascinated by this. With this here, this is an old focuser. I've got it for a while. It's a Primalucci Lab Sesto Senso. I believe it's the version 2. And this here is a beefy filter wheel. This is the Starlight Express. This is a 7 possession 36mm unmounted filter wheel. It is fully loaded with Chroma 3nm narrowband filters, and also the Chroma full LRGB set. There's no configuration for infrared. There, the camera there. That is the Altair Hypercam 26M. It's a very good camera. It's got a built-in USB 2 hub. So obviously for that, it's just a guide camera and filter wheel connected to that, and then everything else is connected down here to Powerbox Ultimate. I did go for the version 2 because the version 3 has got Wi-Fi, etc., and they're not features I need. It's good enough for what I need it to do. It's got built-in dual controllers and everything else. On the end of the mount, each one of these counterweights is 5 kilograms. So at the minute we do have 15 kilograms worth of counterweights on there. There's another counterweight down there in the corner near where the RJ45 socket is, and that is used when we have the RC10 mounted to keep everything in balance. So upon parking, this is what happens. It's the same procedure in reverse. We automate absolutely as much as we can just to make observing sessions as simple as we can. Not that we get many. I suppose they're quite simple in the UK because we don't do them really. And then this just pushes over. We'll turn the light on. Just not that it's going to make any difference, but when this is all, yes, it is starting to rain. And there we go. It is that simple. And this is the observatory control machine. It's a custom respec mini PC that's used to control everything really. And then this computer connects to the network. That's also can be remotely controlled from anywhere in the world. I have my own dedicated VPN so I can gain secure access to it. That's pretty much that really.
I'm sneaking around the house again, seeing what people are up to, and It looks like Rick, seeing as though we've been into the observatory, has kicked himself into gear to do some maintenance on the observatory computer.
Anything more irritable than maintaining a computer is maintaining a computer remotely. In addition to that, also working on, or rather trying to work on, this would be the trailer for our YouTube channel. It's based on the beginning of our roundup video, but it's with a few little tweaks. So this is something of a preview. So as you can see, it's a few additions been made to it, but I might change the music and tweak things about a little bit because I don't want it to be too similar to obviously how that montage video started.
And because Rick can't seem to do one thing for very long without switching, because, well, it's Rick, and yeah, heaven forbid he just do one thing all day. He has now decided he's not doing trailer editing or observatory computer stuff.
Still over in the background, look.
All right, he's still doing background observatory stuff, but he's now finishing off the house plans, ready for us to go over on Wednesday.
He is.
So this is what he's now doing. He's just putting the finishing touches to the plans so we can get them saved. So we can fly over on Wednesday and then sit down with Linda and go through everything again. Today we're travelling to Stansted Airport via the train. We're staying in the hotel next to the airport again, and all the footage you're about to see has been taken on my phone.
Going really, really fast.
It's landing, isn't it?
It's going really fast. That is taking off. That's taking off.
Yeah, there's a Ryanair one there that might be taking off. We decided just to pop downstairs quite late on because everybody was a little bit hungry, so we popped down and
Matt's gone to bed.
Leo's still, well, Leo, but as Mick just said, Matt's gone to bed and we're a little bit hungry, so we've popped downstairs and look at the feast we've got. We have poppadoms and mango chutney, cheesy fries and onion rings. Rick's got a Guinness and Leo's on the hard stuff, he's got his milk. Well, we're here, we're back where we belong for another 4 weeks. Unfortunately, I am having to now record on my phone because somewhere between landing at Plovdiv Airport and making it very nearly all the way to Lesovo, I have managed to lose our video camera. Don't know how, I don't know where. Well, somewhere in the airport, obviously. I'm gutted, really am gutted, but not a great deal we can do right now. It does mean I've lost all the footage that I'd taken from the hotel last night. Luckily that is all we've lost, and a bit from the plane on the runway, so that is really gutting, but we're here safe, everyone's okay, we're all settled. It's absolutely freezing, but tomorrow's a new day. I have no idea what we're going to do other than go food shopping, but we've all landed safe. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications to follow us on our journey. A massive thank you to everyone that has already liked and subscribed. And if you haven't already, head on over to our Facebook page, Midlands to Mountains. The link is in the video description below. And we look forward to seeing you in our next episode.